Good day everyone, my name is CARREON and today we're going over everything that you need to know about Monopoly. From the word mono and poly, mono means single and poly means control. A monopoly is a market situation in which there is only one seller of a commodity and a large number of buyers. But what are the characteristics of a monopoly? A monopoly exists when there is only one firm selling a unique product, so the firm is a price maker, not a price taker. Compared to a perfect competitive market structure, a monopoly is highly inefficient because the prices are gonna be higher and the output is gonna be lower. Economic profits can be high in the long run for the monopolist as there are very high barriers to entry. A monopolist is gonna enjoy an economies of scale over a large range of output, making it nearly impossible to compete against this massive firm. An example of a monopoly is called utilities, like electricity.
To illustrate unregulated monopoly with an economic profits, the prices represented by the demand or average revenue curve must exceed the average total cost curve at the MR equals MC level of output. Demand is downward sloping for the monopolist since it represents the entire industry's demand. The marginal revenue curve is also downward sloping but that sits below the demand curve. The monopolist will produce the elastic region of its demand curve. In this region, marginal revenue is greater than zero. This graph shows the area of economic profit. This next graph shows the area of total revenue at the profit maximizing level of output. A profit maximizing monopoly is inefficient compared to a perfectly competitive market because the monopolist charges a higher price and produces less output. And in this graph, we see the area of total economic cost. To graph a monopoly taken in an economic loss, the price must be less than the average total cost curve at the MR equals MC level of output. In this example, total cost exceeds the firm's total revenue.
Let's talk furthermore about monopoly.
Our word of the day is called monopoly. A monopoly situation in which a single company or group owns all or nearly all of the market for a given type of product or service. By definition, monopoly is characterized by an absence of competition, which often results in high prices and inferior products. According to a strict academic definition, a monopoly is a market containing a single firm. In such instances, where a single firm holds monopoly power, the company will typically be forced to divest its assets. Anti-monopoly regulation protects free markets from being dominated by a single entity. A pure monopoly is a single supplier in a market. For the purpose of regulation, monopoly power exists when a single firm controls 25% or more of a particular market. Governments may grant a firm monopoly status, such as with the Post Office, which was given monopoly status by Oliver Cromwell in 1654. The Royal Mail Group finally lost its monopoly status in 2006, when the market was opened up to competition. A monopoly could be created following the merger of two or more firms. Given that this will reduce competition, such mergers are subject to close regulation and may be prevented if the two firms gain a combined market share of 25% or more. For example, if you want to buy a new automobile and there is only one brand from which you can purchase your car, that brand will be considered to hold a monopoly. Monopolies are harmful because they allow only one entity to set the price on goods without consideration for competitive, affordable pricing. This is because when there is a monopoly, there are no competitors. This leaves customers at the mercy of the monopolist.
But what are the advantages and disadvantages of monopoly? I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you so much for listening. Padayon, future economistas!